Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Asha.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Feeling better?
Yeah, I'm COVID
Good,
free.
good, good, good. Yeah.
It's interesting experience. I will share.
I know. Yeah. So you could take that interesting experience. Everybody cannot.
Yeah.
You could make it interesting. Only His grace.
Yes. Hi, Linda. Hi, Danette. Hi, Sean is still connecting. Hello, Connie. Hello, Brittany. It's grown a lot. My hair has grown a lot, and it's developed these lovely curls underneath. Look at it, which I never used to have. It was like sort of wavy.
You look beautiful. You look gorgeous. Must be the negative COVID.
Yeah, when I got it, it was like, this is your crowning glory. Okay. I will share my journey actually with this, which I think would be helpful. And also, it's really important to keep boosting our immunity. Because I've had a couple of friends who got it 3 days prior to me getting it. And when they tested again after 14 days, they were still positive. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it becomes negative after 14 days. So there's obviously something that, some protocols that I followed, my immunity protocols, which I'm sure would have helped, including keeping the vibrations really high. And actually not running away from the virus, actually just saying, okay, fine, I'm a pit stop right now. And fortunately, I didn't lose my sense of smell or taste, which would have made it harder, I would think. And I was grateful that I was able to be in my own home, and very grateful that the municipal corporation here was tracking me, like at least 3 times a day they would call me to check how I was doing. Which for some it might be a nuisance, but I was grateful that they were doing it, because the 3 times that I had that experience of virus load increasing, it was so rapid and so sudden, and I just felt like something like gripping my throat. I know how to do the 9-4-6 breath, so it just 9-4-6 breaths stayed into my center, and I have been doing this 13 breathing exercises. So I just had my oximeter with me all the time, and that's what I would track. The lowest it ever went was 97. It was mostly 98 to 100. There was no temperature anytime. But I could see that if others were on their own, this sort of stuff could be quite something. Not everybody would be able to take it. I've learned to do amazing things with raw turmeric. Learned to do, warm elixirs, cold elixirs, all sorts of stuff. Cranberries, I was just so aware that cranberries are so important as a diuretic for us. So I happen to have frozen cranberries, and with coconut, combining it with coconut water, I made some really interesting drinks with cranberries. So I would have like a series of elixirs that looked so pretty and tasted totally yummy. I'll share all of that, but thank you all for being here. We continue our work with the gut.
Why don't you write down the item that you have taken?
Yes,
it will be useful for so many.
I will. I'll just write down all about the whole journey.
Yeah, right. Please.
It's important.
Yeah.
What are the key immune boosters, like breath, and always keeping your finger on the pulse around fear, because fear is one of the fastest depleter of immunity.
Yeah.
So the moment I felt that, what is it that I did? I will share. that. So I will do that, my whole journey with COVID. So I'm going to just turn off the muting, unmuting thing so we can get into it. Thank you all for being here. Okay. Thank you all for your wishes, thank you all for your blessings. And here's something that I would love to share with everyone. Even those of you who shared your birthday wishes with me, and the joy and rejoicing that I've received, as you got to know that I was COVID negative. I mean, the exciting thing about this, sharing like this with people is that, we can only share with others what we already know exists within us. So every time I receive it from you, I know it is being activated within you. So that was like a really big learning for me when I got that and before I would be so embarrassed and I would say, oh, not at all, no, don't say that, nothing, that sort of stuff. And I understood that the moment somebody shares something that is coming from their heart, the moment you receive it, it gets activated within them. And in me receiving it, I'm really upping my vibe. And then to recognize that when I receive it, it gets activated in the other person. How fabulous is that? It becomes this beautiful exchange of high vibe. So just be aware of that as you go about your day, receiving and sharing the gifts of gratitude, appreciation, acknowledgement. The other thing that happens when we do this is, remember I talked about we are born with three things. We're born with choice, dignity, and your source mastery. Dignity is honoring of your own worthiness. And when we share something with another, or when we receive what someone else has shared with us about their joy, their happiness, their acknowledgement, and in receiving it, we are honoring our own worthiness. So we are literally remembrance of dignity returns. And that in itself really boosts your inner confidence in such an amazing way. So, having said all of that, let's just go out there and generously share and equally generously receive what is being shared with us. To be in bliss, count your blessings. It's one of the little mini sayings I say a lot. Okay. So we are going to continue our work with the gut. And we're going to move up towards the ascended, we're going to move up the ascended colon, not the entire section. We're going to move up just a little. And that little section actually on the right-hand side connects to the right kidneys. And the adrenals are just these little glands that sit on top of the kidneys. So they also receive nutrition and nourishment from that section of the colon. So my guidance is to go straight in and get going with this practice. And I can see why the guidance is not to have this on Facebook Live straight off, but to actually do it in this closed group. Okay, so just get yourself to be comfortable, get yourself so that I think this one you may need some water straight after or even during. So just make sure that you do have it with you. If you don't, then go get it. Just in case, you won't need a glass full, but you may need a sip or two. Just connect to your breath. Connect to your breath. Feel that breathing in and out that is happening. Now just take that breath in and feel that breath go down your spine. It's going down the center of your spine, all the way down to your tailbone. And as you're breathing out, the breath is coming out of your heart. So there's a rhythm. Breath goes in, it goes down your spine to the tailbone, comes out, it comes out through the heart. And just notice that movement of the breath. What we're doing here is the breath is the air element. And what we're doing here is utilizing the full power of the air element. And the air element blows off that which no longer serves, so that very clearly flow can be achieved. It provides a clarity and focus to achieve flow. So by noticing your breath going in, going down your spine, right, literally in the center of your spine, all the way down to your tailbone, and then breathing out where the breath out is coming out of your heart. You're literally blowing out any clutter that might be there. Spine is a very important support organ. Spine is supported by the muscles on either side of it. Often a spinal injury or spinal discomfort or aches or pain can be dealt with by toning the muscles around the spine and allowing the spine to recalibrate with that support of those muscles on either side. What we're doing here is going through the center of the spine. The center of the spine has got a number of very important channels, and it has the cerebral spinal fluid, which is an important conductor of electromagnetic impulse. And we each have our unique electromagnetic impulse, which is in tune with the rhythm of each one of us. So I just want you to remain connected to the breath for a little bit longer. And it's not the breath that I'm tuning into the air element. Once the air element is anchored within you, you will automatically start to experience a level of clarity. It's as if it has its own stop-start switch. What we're doing right now is anchoring that air element. I'm going to talk about kidneys in a moment. Okay, we're going to do the 9-4-6 breath. So you're going to breathe in to the count of 9, hold to the count of 6, and hold to the count of 4, and breathe out to the count of 6. So breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In case you feel any crackling in your spine, just rotate your shoulders a bit. You can rotate them front to back, rotate them back to front. It will just recalibrate nicely. Relax your shoulders. What you're doing now is breathing into your heart, love, kindness, and compassion, and you're breathing out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Kidneys. As Louise Hay shared with all of us, wisdom that has been actually there, around for a long time. And she made it accessible to all of us in her Bible, Heal Thyself. Kidneys are an organ that get impacted by the emotion of anger, like really unexpressed anger. An anger which has got the vibe of hopelessness, helplessness. That type of anger is what weakens the kidneys. And sometimes that kind of anger is unexpressed, and it's to do with, usually outside forces or outside people. It could be anger against a system, anger against how humanity might have damaged the planet, and what we've done to the environment. Anger about ourselves for not expressing ourselves or not expressing fully what we wanted to say in a situation. Anger about our loved ones not caring enough, not recognizing our needs. When we do so much, others are not doing so much. All variety of anger that builds up layer by layer by layer, and it has a direct impact on the kidneys. Now, the nourishment to the kidneys happens in that little section which is there, and in that ascended colon, the start of the ascended colon is where the right kidneys are impacted. That includes the urethra, all of the different tissues and organs that make up the part of the kidneys. So you recall, the section before that is where the small intestine joins the large intestine, and it releases digested food with nutrients and excrement. And if you have a collection of parasites that suck out the nutrients, and the excrement is the one that starts to flow up. And if your kidneys are already weakened by some sort of an emotional, unexpressed anger issue, then what is feeding the kidneys through the walls of the colon is more toxicity, which adds to the physiological damage to the kidneys. And when we are feeling, when we are in that space of unexpressed anger, or when we are feeling, like deprived of life force and vitality because of this increase in toxicity, kidneys take a lot of that load and they release that toxicity. Now you want the kidneys to be releasing toxicity of that is being, taken out of the rest of the body as a part of their role in the excretory system. If they are being added, if that toxicity is being added to through the colon, it puts a lot of pressure on the kidneys. So what we are doing now is working on the colon very specifically. And then I'm actually going to go into the kidneys and just get the kidneys to remember their originating intent. But first we're going to work on the colon. there is what I'm being guided to place is like a sphere of light. A sphere of light, and it's a light which is very deep maroon. It's like very healthy, very rich in hemoglobin, blood. There's that color of blood. It's very deep red, slightly maroonish, but deep red maroon. It's that kind of a light that is being wrapped around that section of the colon. And what that is doing is, it is utilizing your base chakra to diffuse and release any emotional triggers that might have weakened the kidneys, that are to do with anger that you haven't fully expressed. Anger that seems to be directed towards situations that are out of your control. Anger that is laced with hopelessness and helplessness. So this particular light is literally taking that emotional signature of a vibrational frequency that is being fed through the colon into your kidneys. And the kidneys are able to release that through your base chakra. This light is also separating out impacted fecal matter that might be very tightly stuck, like a rubber to the walls of the colon. We are right at the start of the ascended colon. So there is an anti-gravity journey up through the entire colon that is yet to be performed. So when that is the case, energetically, when I do that kind of work, when I'm dealing with hard material like impacted fecal matter, I allow it to disintegrate using light frequency and sound frequency. So I'm allowing a gurgling sound to increasing the resonance, fine-tuning the resonance of that gurgling sound that we sometimes experience, to provide the sound healing vibe to that particular region. And the light that is there is already starting to break down the connectors of the fecal matter. And then the fecal matter itself, when it's not connected and tightly glued to the wall of the kidneys, over the next few days, we have a good stretch between now and Tuesday. The next several days, that fecal matter will start to slowly break down and release. Our intention with today's session is to get the walls of the colon in that section to become like the inside of your mouth. That clean. I'm now just going to the kidneys themselves. Because when we do the human vibe attunement and bring in this high frequency of the vibration of our soul presence, I want it to be applied to both the kidneys as well as this particular part of the colon. You know, part of me is so tempted to work on the left kidney side as well. And my guidance with this body of work is to go section by section. The gut is such an important organ, a delicate one, and a resilient one at the same time. And we are to bring that resilience, cellular memory back into the gut, going to the kidneys. So kidneys themselves have got an innate vibration. Their originating intent is to tune your body to the rhythm of you. The adrenals are at the top of the kidneys, and their role is to support you with vital life force. If that is depleted, as the kidneys themselves in their originating intent tune the rest of your body to the rhythm of you. Now, in their originating intent of tuning us to the rhythm of us, they excrete out that which comes in the way and provide that extra boost through the adrenals. So we're just bringing that cellular memory back into the kidneys of what their originating intent is. And we're applying that to both the kidneys. The originating intent of the adrenals is vitality booster. It's a vitality booster. Vitality booster is great, but if your life force is depleted, the vitality booster has to work really hard. And that creates that tiredness in the adrenals. Nonetheless, and then that they forget what their originating intent was, and they work super, super hard and get even more stressed. So we're bringing that remembrance back. As a vitality booster, they know how to move the flow of chi or prana energy in your body so that your vitality can be boosted. They know what is to be activated and invoked. But when they forget their originating intent, they just perform their function of vitality boosting at the cost of exhaustion and super exertion. Kidneys, when they are taking you, when they are not connected to their originating intent, which is all about getting you into the rhythm of you, and doing the excretion that is necessary to support that process, they are not able to support the adrenals either. Kidneys are actually a very delicate organ, as are the adrenals, but both of them regenerate fully in the course of a 9-month period. It does require this work that we are just doing, which is to release the emotional distress. So we are doing that right now, and we're releasing the emotional distress through the colon so that it can actually be released out of your body through your base chakra. Base chakra is all about movement. I'm also picking up a number of bacterial presences in several kidneys in our circle here. And we are zapping them, and it's important for them to be released. And the more the kidneys reconnect to their originating intent, they become an automatic zapper of bacterial infections. Then they can't stay there. Otherwise, it can be difficult. Fungus is the other one that really has a very direct impact in depleting the energy of the kidneys. Fungal infections in the urinary tract. And everything is a vibration. So I'm actually placing the elixir, which is a very unique extract, of cranberries, organic cranberries. The vibrational frequency of that is what is being placed in the urethra. We return to the colon. The kidneys are well protected now. They will also take a little bit of time. Over the next 4 days, both the kidneys will be returning to remembering their originating intent, or bringing your body into the rhythm of you. So what we are doing now is we are anchoring the highest vibe of our presence in this physical body, which is the vibe of the human, which is the human vibe, the vibe of being human. And it is being communicated by the soul being and the human form in complete harmony. If you feel you need to have a sip or two of water before you chant, go ahead and do that, because what we have done might be causing a bit of a dry throat at this point. That region of the colon also gets very dehydrated. So we are hydrating the colon walls. Every time we do the human vibe attunement, the first thing that happens, even as we are speaking, while you're clearing, we're actually allowing your own waters internally to hydrate the colon. It gets very dehydrated. Okay, let's go ahead with the chant. And as we are doing it, we're going to do it slowly. And we're going to do a few of these. And literally, like every syllable, every intonation that makes up this chant is impacting the upleveling of the kidneys. And it is that the upleveling of the kidneys is being impacted through the colon. And the reason why we're doing this, such a focus on the colon, is so that the absorption of nutrients that connects directly to the kidneys in this section of the ascended colon, that absorption mechanism is reactivated. Okay, repeat after me. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Every time you refer to the human, notice the amplifying vibration of love. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your hands in front of your heart, rub them against each other. Put them over your eyes, on top of your head, the back of your neck, on either side of your neck, and do an energy sweep and blow. Make a fist like this, the thumb in the center, and make a fist. Take this fist and put it behind your back. That's where the kidneys are. Just hold it there for a little bit. And as we are holding it, I'm actually going to allow you to I'll allow you to unmute yourself. But hold it for a few minutes and then invite you to share your own completion word.
Deep stuff.
Releasing.
Grace, gratitude, and love.
Thank you. If you want to put it in the chat, you can, of course. Just making it possible for you to have your hands at the back as much as you can.
Magnificent.
Transporting.
Peace.
Thank you.
Healing release.
Thank you.
Revitalized.
Alive in love.
Thank you.
Deep connection.
Thank you.
Loving into the deep, dark places.
Thank you.
This human vibe attunement will help my kidney, my pancreas, and I feel relieved from diabetes. Thank you.
Few words come in. Love, healed, very cleansing. Thank you, rejuvenated, beautiful hair. Thank you. Freeing. Thank you.
Vibrancy, love.
Thank you for the healing energy. Just allow yourself to be a little easy on yourself. Don't rush straight out. Doesn't need to take more than 10 minutes or so, but just allow yourself that 10 minutes to regroup and recalibrate. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mynoo.
Thank you.
Hi, Mynoo. Hi, Mynoo.
Bye. Thank you so much. See you all on Tuesday.